Hi, today I want to do a short video, well hopefully it comes out short, on depression and anxiety due to Lyme disease or chronic Lyme disease, and maybe, any kind of chronic illness really. I might go off on a rant, so for that I apologize. And I'm also sorry about the lighting in here. I don't know if you can see outside, it might be like really white, but we're having a snowstorm, and I think that there's probably about 9 inches of snow outside right now, and my power went out, so I have no light. So this is just like remaining daylight from outside. So first, I want to say how in the beginning when I got sick, I was really depressed, and for some reason I got really bad anxiety and was having panic attacks. So at nighttime, I could not sleep. I was up all night. My head was just like spinning, and the wheels were turning, and I was constantly thinking, and it was terrible. And along with it was the depression of my life is over. Like, I can't do things that I used to do. I can barely get out of bed. I feel horrible. This is no kind of life. What's gonna happen to me? So I really sank into a deep depression, and I didn't know what to do to get myself out of it. So fortunately, someone recommended a therapist to me, and I went, and it did help me a lot. It opened my eyes to a lot of things, and it was better than just to vent, to a friend or to a family member, because I feel like when you just do that, it's just they're listening, and you don't get any real advice back. And with a therapist, I felt like I was getting good advice from him on what I should be doing. So then as time went on, I got a little bit better, and I was still struggling though with the anxiety. It was like I had no control over it. So a couple things that I tried to do was first meditation. A friend of mine, Rick, who's like my best friend, he actually sent me some information on it and sent me an app for my phone. It was like a daily meditation routine that you could do. So I started to do that, and then also I got this yoga DVD and just started to do yoga to try to just like pace my breathing and just relax. Then a third thing I did was I had to stop, no coffee, not even decaffeinated, no soda, nothing with caffeine in it. I had to completely cut caffeine out of my diet because it would just get me so amped up and make me feel way, way worse. So after trying those things, I maybe got a little bit better, but I was still not sleeping at nighttime. And I said, the hell with it, I'm gonna try hypnosis. So I went for a session of hypnosis with this woman, and it did not help at all. I just don't know if it was the lady or if I just wasn't the type of person to be able to be hypnotized, but that didn't work for me. After a while, I was like, I can't live like this anymore. I need help. Like, I had to, fess up to the fact that I needed help, and I probably needed to be on medication. Even though I hate taking pills, because I'm already taking the antibiotics for the Lyme disease, I just had to say, you know what, this is like a really overwhelming situation, and you need help. So I went to my doctor, and she recommended a brand of antidepressant / anti-anxiety medication. I was on a very low dose at first, and probably within a couple of weeks, I realized it was working and it was really helping me. And I was able to focus more on things and not just be so all over the place and like anxiety attack all the time, sitting in my room and not wanting to get out of bed. So she ended up upping my dose a little bit, but not very much, just because I was still having issues. Today, I feel a lot better than obviously I was in the beginning. It got to the point where I was getting up in the morning, and I said to myself, okay, let's do something today, even if it's small, even if it's stupid. I guess my point is, whether you try natural methods like the yoga and the hypnosis and meditation or things like that and it works for you, that's awesome. But don't, count out medication just because you don't want to be controlled by pills, because sometimes you just need to say, I can't do this by myself and I need the help. And I'm glad that I told myself that so that I could have the better life that I'm having right now. I mean, eventually, if I ever do get over the Lyme disease, I would like to go off the medication and just be able to function on my own, but I know right now that that's not possible with everything going on because it's such an overwhelming disease and takes over your life. Sorry for that noise over there. I'm watching a dog and I think he's annoyed with me that I'm talking in the other room and he's not with me. But anyways, so now what I try to do, and I recommend this to anybody who's dealing with depression or anxiety or something like that, that you should every day get up and say, what's one positive thing that I can do today? Even if it's the smallest thing, like just for me to get up and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get dressed, I'm gonna do my hair and put my makeup on. Like that was something, like, because I wasn't doing anything at all. Another thing, I was trying to do maybe like some things around the house, like crafts and stuff to keep my mind off of, the depression and the anxiety. So even if I make my own clothes sometimes, so I was sewing and I make my own soap. So I was starting to make my own soap and I'm like, okay, I did this today. That's awesome. I accomplished something, not just sitting there like feeling bad about myself or my life. So hopefully that's something that you guys out there could benefit from, and just try to think positive, because if you just think negative, then you're just going to fall deeper into depression and it's just going to be way worse. And you shouldn't hold it in. You need to talk to somebody. I know some people aren't keen on seeing therapists, but I highly recommend it. It worked for me. And then, and look for one that you're comfortable with. Like I was afraid, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not gonna like this person, and I'm not gonna want to hear what they have to say. But it was actually a really good fit, and I'm glad that I went. Just a short thing for on the other side of it. If you're, if you're in a relationship or your family members and your friends, and they're also having to deal with you being sick and feeling this way, so they themselves might be feeling depressed about it, that, there's nothing they can do. They can't help you. They can listen to you, but other than that, they can't just wave a magic wand and be like, okay, you're cured, like there's nothing wrong with you anymore. So, your friends and your family can end up being, tired and depressed themselves over the situation, because it's a really, really stressful situation on both sides. So I guess you just need to be open to communication with whoever you're around, that they don't know where you're coming from because they're not dealing with the illness, and you aren't like them looking in saying, I can't do anything to help this person, it makes me feel terrible. So it goes both ways. And hopefully someday I'll be better, but for right now I'm just glad that I'm able to do things that I can do each day. I'm glad that I started making these videos because it helps me to open up and talk about things, or even to be distracted when I do the other, stupid videos about makeup or, like activities or reading books and things like that. So that really helps me, and I hope that you guys enjoy watching. I hope that you continue to watch, and if you have any questions or you want to talk, if you're suffering from anxiety or depression, I am more than happy to do that. You can leave me a comment below. Maybe we could exchange personal emails. That way we can talk back and forth, because I know how awful it can be to feel alone and have nobody to talk to, and nobody who's also sick that is dealing with the same thing. There's nobody around me that I see really that's dealing with Lyme disease. I've met a couple people online who I've communicated to, but other than that, daily I'm just around healthy people, so that can be tough. But as always, Thank you for watching. Please comment, please like, and please subscribe so I can keep making these videos. I'd really appreciate it. And I hope you all have a good day. Bye.